I'm about to play a video of a woman being attacked for not wearing a face mask, yet everyone around her has one on. So what's the problem, followers? Aren't your masks working good enough?
Get out!
Yeah, grown ass woman that acts like a dirty ass kid.
Dirty ass, huh? What do you think?
Fucking tree.
Hello everyone. I'm glad you joined me because I'm gonna speak on it.
Okay, so what's the problem with the people of today? I'm not sure, but I can tell that people are systematic followers. They are not leaders. We have to do better, people. I wish what I seen in that video, people would dare treat me and my children that way because we don't wear masks. That is my choice, and I respect other people's choices in space. But don't you dare put off your follower mentality on me. I see people trust only mainstream media and choose not to look any further for their well-being and others around them. The truth about life is it's never black and white. And if you just trust one source with your information, they could surely and quickly send you to your demise. Here is a little reminder from Dr. Buttar about wearing face masks.
This information is really critical. And again, common sense, it's like nobody thinks about this. Surgeons wear face masks. Nurses wear face masks when we operate. When we're in there doing a heart bypass, a CABG, coronary artery bypass graft, or we're doing a knee replacement, or we're doing a hernia repair, why are we wearing a mask? Are we thinking that something's going to come and infect us? No. When a surgeon and a doctor or a nurse wears a face mask, it's to prevent the person from having an exposure, meaning that when the surgeon's wearing it, it's so that he doesn't drool, spit, cough, sneeze into that open surgical area. That's why he's wearing the face mask. We wear the gowns because our clothes aren't sterile. There's a sterile gowns to protect the sterile field. We wash our hands, put on gloves so that we maintain sterility. That's why we do it. In the Far East, when people are wearing face masks, they're not doing it to prevent catching something. They're doing it so that they don't give somebody something that they're carrying themselves. Now we've got the media, again, face mask, face mask, face mask. Guys, when you're wearing a face mask, humans breathe in oxygen. We know that people that have a decreased immune system, you become susceptible to COVID-19. Now they're telling you, stay in your house, they're scaring you, which decreases your immune system. Wear a face mask, which is reducing the flow of oxygen, causing a physiological stress in your body, which increases cortisol output. Cortisol output goes up, the body's now stressed. It's stressed. What happens when you're stressed? If you look at Steiner's theory on viruses are actually live inside our systems, inside the cells. We are a viral system. If it wasn't for viruses, we would not have evolved. So Steiner's work clearly shows that during periods of stress, during periods of toxicity, you have a release of viruses. If you look at exosomes and viruses, they're almost, in fact, they are identical. Dr. Kaufman gives a great lecture on that. I would refer people to him. Dr. Cowan talked about this aspect of the 5G, and his videos got all censored. But coming back to the viruses, if your body is stressed, you will release more viruses. Your body is stressed, you're increasing more cortisol. You're decreasing your immune system. You're becoming more susceptible to any type of opportunistic. Again, misinformation trying to get people sick on purpose, intentional. The one thing you should be doing, if you're worried about COVID-19, get your face mask off. Second, go out. When they talk about, oh, the sun, it's important. Your sun is necessary. That is in fact part and parcel of the vitamin D, calcium. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things. I don't want to go into physiology, start explaining everything. But my point is, just that one thing, if we stress our bodies out, what do you think is going to happen? Your immune system's going to go down. You're going to become more susceptible. I mean, we can only go without oxygen for a minute or two. So when you're walking around with a mask on, you're decreasing your oxygen. They just had something yesterday in the newspaper that a person in a car had an accident and died. And they determined, surprisingly, it wasn't COVID-19. They determined, well, actually, it indirectly was, because she had a face mask on and her oxygen levels dropped and she fainted and rammed the car into a tree or something and ended up dying. So indirectly, I guess that was COVID-19. But this type of misinformation and depowering the public, if you hear anything about COVID-19 that takes your power away, it is BS. I mean, let me just, this is the final thing I want to say, Brian. When this happened, what was the run on? Was it on money? Was it on food? It was on toilet paper. That's how much full of crap this whole thing is. It was a run on toilet paper. Does that make any sense? I mean, logically, why would you run for toilet paper? Why wouldn't you get food, or wouldn't you get some kind of medicine? But no, they ran on toilet paper. That's the most absurd thing, and I think that is the creator's humor, that it shows how much full of crap this whole pandemic was.
Right. Plandemic. And the people in that video looked stressed the fuck out because they were wearing those face masks. But you don't take out your lack of mental strength and your own leadership abilities, and that you're following everybody else and it's stressing you out and making you anxious and upset and you wish you could breathe out on somebody else. Just don't do it, people. Do your research. Look and see, hey, like, I don't like wearing a mask. I'm getting upset at everybody in the world. I'm cussing people out. I never did all these things before. And, like, this just doesn't seem right. I'm not acting right. I'm not acting myself. I'm just, something should click in your mind. Like, this doesn't feel right. This is not natural to wear a face mask 24/7. People are wearing face masks in their car when they're alone, on their bikes when they're alone, when they're walking alone, when they're sitting on their porch talking on the phone. People have face masks on. I seen a lady the other day. She was pruning her trees with a face mask on and nobody was there. This shit is ridiculous. And we're taking the fact that we're wearing face masks unnecessarily out on everybody. What the fuck? So people, I implore you, please, 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 look beyond the TV. Step out of the comfort zone of believing everything you see and hear on TV for yourself and for your fellow man. So that being said, I want to read a new study that has come out on infectivity of asymptomatic SARS-CoV-2 carriers. And I'll read the abstract for those of you who haven't found this information out for yourself or did any research. Hopefully this inspires you to research what's going on. So, maybe you'll take the masks off and, and mentally feel better. You know what I'm saying? Start to breathe again and not take it out on everybody. So, abstract, the background. An ongoing outbreak of coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19 has spread around the world. It is debatable whether asymptomatic COVID-19 virus carriers are contagious. We report here a case of the asymptomatic patient and present clinical characteristics of 455 contacts, which aim to study the infectivity of asymptomatic carriers. The material and methods. 455 contacts excuse me, who were exposed to the asymptomatic COVID-19 virus carrier became the subjects of our research. They were divided into three groups: 35 patients, 196 family members, and 224 hospital staffs. We extracted their epidemiology information, clinical records, auxiliary examination results, and therapeutic schedules. Results. The median contact time for patients was 4 days, and that for family members was 5 days. Cardiovascular disease accounted for 25% among original diseases of patients, apart from hospital staffs. Both patients and family members were isolated medically. During the quarantine, 7 patients plus 1 family member appeared new respiratory symptoms, where fever was the most common one. The blood counts in most contacts were within a normal range. All CT images showed no sign of COVID-19 infection, no severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2, SARS-CoV-2 infections was detected in 455 contacts by nucleic acid test. Conclusion. In summary, all the 455 contacts were excluded from SARS-CoV-2 infection, and we concluded that the infectivity of some asymptomatic SARS-CoV-2 carriers might be weak. That is the conclusion. Like, do your research. You know what I'm saying? You think because one person says something, that's the truth. I mean, but how is one person, or since everybody's saying this is the truth, that's the truth. And nothing is black and white. So you have to get out there. You got to do your research. You got to look at all of the sides. The fact that any one of us would just take somebody at face value all the time, like the news, they're all saying this, and so that makes it right. Come on now, people. We have to be smarter than that. I mean, didn't your teachers at any point tell you, that any question is a good question? We're not even questioning anything anymore, and that right there is a problem. You need to question some things. When you're wearing a face mask 24/7 and start cussing out people because they're not wearing a mask, something ain't right. You need to question your behavior.